Alright, so let's get back to it. To the road. So outside the walls, things are a mess. Dredge are everywhere. Fortunately, they're going around the hill on which Frostmeadow sits, heading south, and show little interest in following you as you cross into the wastes. You're finally free of Frostmeadow, but find yourself facing new problems. You hope that whoever Ivor knows at Wormtoe is willing to help. So we have a low morale. But we don't have the supplies to rest. While walking, the words of a mother's song reach you. It's soothing, nuanced, and about your current journey. When she finishes, a man begins a tale of his own verse. The woman quickly responds with another poem, and the entire caravan slows to listen to the entertaining competition. So, do we join the crowd and cheer them? We need to stay vigilant, so we don't want to attract attention. Ignore the poetry contest and keep an ear out for danger, or join in with a verse of your own. So, I don't know how good of a poet he is. Let's try cheering them on. I don't think I've ever done that one before. The man's response is an upbeat poem which questions the mother's cooking. The caravan explodes with laughter, and the contestants continue aimlessly for another hour or so. You hear snippets of the poems along the trail for the rest of the day, the words changing slightly each time. So, brought up their morale to normal, and immediately went back down. So we made it to the Godstone. Hopefully there'll be food here. So people is a good sign. Find a surprising number of people camped out at the Godstone. They've been here quite a while, ever since the sun stopped. Apparently they think Radomir, the sun god, has come back, and they're worshipping him despite the bleak environment. They welcome the caravan, mingling and swapping stories with the others while you rest. They have almost nothing of value to trade, but their leader approaches and offers to let you join in their tribute. Let's accept their offer. Bravely, you give the offer a chance. When you apply the oil, your skin starts to burn like a hot brand, but you bear it. It doesn't reveal any secrets of the universe, but the worshippers are impressed by your courage and gift you more oil to take. So, let's inspect the Godstone before moving on. Nobody can really agree on what Radomir looked like. As fond as he was of his own isolation, he never directly contacted humanity. Most think he was a serpent that lived in the sun, and it's not uncommon to hear speak of seeing the tail of a great creature slipping through the thin clouds on a sunny day. Radomir was always one of the lucky gods, the kind who people thanked for good weather, healthy livestock, and a good harvest. Despite all that, the biggest mystery has always been how his Godstone came to be found at the bottom of a dried out lake. After some rest, you continue on. The sun god worshippers are keen to stay, so you pack your things and return to the road. So we got an item, some of that oil that was used. So several people have noticed black vultures circling above the caravan, taking advantage of the light snowfall. They pose no threat, but they have a visible impact on the mood you're glancing. The next time you look back, Oddleaf is firing arrows into the air, which nearly tag the birds once or twice. Get lost, no dead down here, she shouts to nobody in particular. So we can let her get out of her aggression, join her in shooting them, ask her to stop wasting arrows. Let's join her in shooting them. First person to knock one out of the sky gets their wish granted, you announce. Some of the caravan give it a try, including Alette, enjoying the sport and turning around morale. It's no big surprise when one of Oddleaf's Blue Feather's arrows brings down a bird. You know, says Oddleaf, scanning the caravan. A lot of these women, they could do this. You can tell from the look in her eye, she's excited about the idea. I think I'm going to start training them how to fight, she says. Try to keep her expectations in check, tell her you think it's a bad idea, or encourage her to train more women. So let's do it. We can always use more fighters, you tell Oddleaf. If Alette is any proof, you know how to train someone with a bow. Oddleaf gives you a smile. She heads off to some of the women in the caravan, showing them the vulture she shot down. So morale is very low. So in fights, we're not going to have a lot of willpower in order to do our special abilities. So, harsh words from one mother to another draw the attention of the entire caravan. My daughter marries Ragni, or no one. That reed-thin tramp you call a daughter won't provide sons. The insulted mother bares her teeth, ready to attack. So let the argument play out on its own. Worry on marriage another time, explain yourselves, or keep the women separated. So what's this about? Ragni chose my daughter on his own, the insulted mother says, but this one thinks I have something to do with it. Launching forward, the first woman flails wildly, shouting liar. The women are separated and eventually calm down, but you worry that this is far from over. Domestic. So we're out of food, and now our fighters are dying. A mother's screams flood the caravan. Her daughter lies dead in a tent. We all know who did this, she spits, staring directly at the woman she scuffled with previously. Murder over a marriage, in these times, something must be done. The accused woman remains silent. Investigate. A healer joins you in inspecting the young girl's corpse. An old infection, says the healer. No punctures, no choking, no poison. She died of disease. You report the news to the caravan. The mother admits that she had always known her daughter was ill, and everyone moves on. So I wonder if that only happened because our supplies are really low.
Wormtow was never the kind of place someone would build a town. Fittingly, the Var living here aren't known for welcoming visitors with open arms.
The Var will find you before you see them. Not surprising with this many people behind you. With weapons drawn, they demand to know why you're here. But back down when Ivor tells them he's come to see someone named Crummer. But they back down when they see Ivor. Well, I'll be damned. Crummer, it's been a long time. Yeah, it has. So what brings Ingvar to Wormtow? With his very own village of humans. Bad news. Dredge are coming down from the north. We barely made it this far. That is dire news. Come on, we have food. We'll discuss more in the meat house. As you follow the old Var into the meager town, you catch him quietly saying, if it were anyone else. So, I've talked with the warriors here. I'll be honest with you. Half want to go north and find out what happened at Blotsberg. Belk. Some think we should go to Grafheim instead. None of them are happy you're here. What do you think? If I had it my way, I'd stay here and let the dredge come. But you made this a problem, didn't you? We can't feed this many people for long, even if they don't eat much. This is a Varl town. Most of us take care of ourselves. You've got women, children. We could pitch in, make this place livable. It doesn't work like that. These Varl are here to get away from civilization, not make one. It's Crummel's crawl. It won't be long before Dredge are here too. No, it won't. If there's one thing we should do, it's tell Jorund what's going on. Who's Jorund? Varl King. Well, as close to one as we have. Ingvar, where'd you find these people? Stay here and rest, but once yours are ready to go, we do. I'm going to see off those who want to head north. But I'll join you to Grafheim. More travel? No, we've already come so far. Stop the pouting, girlie. Even if Jorund won't listen to a tired old Varl like me, I have a feeling they'll pay attention to your friend Ingvar here. They'll listen to Ivor? Yeah, he hasn't told you? Of course he hasn't. Do what you need to, but don't be long. Alright, so just take it easy for a while. People are noticing. Oh, they've noticed, have they? We're on the edge of dying daily, and you want me to take it easy. Gods, I should have been plowing twice as many fields, you understand? Don't get us thrown out of this caravan, Mogan. It's not just you who suffers. Right, so you get married, have kids, now I'm supposed to settle down too, yeah? What happened to two brothers climb up as you approach? That's right, I got a kid to take care of. Cool your head, Mogan. Hogan departs, leaving Mogan looking awkward. Rourke, what brings you around? Just heard yelling, came to check it out. Sorry, it was not my business. Nothing, I'll be going. Sorry, I didn't know my business. No, but it's no secret. I like women, Rourke. They like me. They like Scar. Forget it. Listen, all this death. Every night, half the caravan cries itself to sleep. Pathetic. Come on, Rourke, be honest. This is good living. Half the world just tilling soil till they keel over. What kind of life is that? We're lucky. You could go your whole life with no goal, no purpose, nothing to fight against but boredom and hunger. I'm glad for all this. I get what you're saying, but I'm not sure that I agree. Look at it this way. We're fighting to the death almost every day, yeah? You can curl up in a little ball of fear, you can go hide in the woods eating nuts and appreciate leaves or some nonsense. Or you can enjoy the struggle. Know which one I pick? Anyway, just so you know, I'd never go for a let, promise you that. Or I'd leave. All yours. Appreciated, Mogan. You depart unsure whether your opinion of Mogan has changed for the better or the worse. Okay. So, I'm wondering if we rest, if we'll be losing fighters or not, or if they'll be feeding us here. Let's hit the market. So 1 armor per turn, that's pretty good. +1 will per kill, +2 willpower. Belka's thread. Fabled armor sewn with thread woven by early menders, said to restore themselves over time. This would be pretty good. Let's check that oil that we got. So, Good and Fury, said to be a gift from the god of Redomir. Covering one's weapon in this rare oil makes it burn like the surface of the sun. 15% chance to do double damage. It's pretty cool. So let's see what Crummer has to say. So can you spare a moment? Mostly no, but I'll try. I never had a moment to thank you for your hospitality. Consider it done then. How did you get all these Varl to follow you? Respect, young one. After the Second Great War, wasn't much for me left to do, so I started training other Varl to fight. Got tired of that, made a place in Wormtoe. You still come calling, even with no wars to speak of. Seems like that might be changing though, don't it? So who's Ingvar? I'm not surprised he never told you. I'm just surprised he could stand being around anyone at all. Your friend was one of us long ago. I mean, the dredge-bashing type. He was called Ingvar then. I want you to know why he changed his name. Best ask him. I'm too old to peddle and gossip. So why do you ask? Any wisdom on fighting dredge? Depends how much you know. They're all armor. Tap them hard enough, though, and it'll shatter. Line up a whole row of slag and they'll explode on each other all the way down. You get in a big brawl, half your time is spent setting them up for it. And if you see one bang his axe like a tuning fork, try to kill him quick. Sometimes the slag he's calling won't even show up. Bet you have some incredible stories. I might. Or I could be the most boring Varl you ever met. Depends on how much you like killing dredge. Ask me again someday. Might tell you about the time we filled the dead yaks with whale teeth. And why. So let's leave him to his business. So, we're gonna need supplies for the road. Let's take them all. Do I spend 21 or so renown? What did we have at the beginning? Let's look at our promotions actually. See how much we have extra. It goes 1 away. Arbor we can promote. Rook's promotable. So that's promotable. So that already is 15. Oops. So this would be 30. This would be 35, just in promotions. Jesus. Okay. So we'll just grab some supplies and then we'll leave. We'll do level ups right before they go into fight. We'll spend half. Yeah. Do that. Alright. Grofham's quite a few days out, says Crummer, but nothing worse than crossing the waste, I imagine. If there's anywhere you might be safe from Dredge, it's there. You steel yourself for another long march, and half the town of Wormtower joins you. Okay. So we have 16 days worth of supplies. Our morale is abysmally low. Some clansmen have discovered a large patch of wild fruit. When you approach, you see some people have began to sample them. A mother frets about whether they're safe after overhearing one of the children say it tastes funny. Others start gathering by the basketful. Let's offer one to the animals. If the animals eat it, we'll eat it too. Lacking a poison taster, you hold out the fruit to a goat. The beast sniffs it before eating the entire fruit. Only the pit falls to the ground as the goat licks its mouth and leans towards your hand, wanting more. Let's gather as much as we can. Many clansmen follow your lead, while others continue eating and collecting. Later that day, a few fruit-stained peasants stumble around with drunken grins. Apparently the fruit was fermented, not poisonous. Ooh, cool. So a trail of blood leads to a clearing, where you find a large wounded Varl. He's gnawing on his shield, swearing at no one in particular, and occasionally slamming his cudgel on the ground. If not for the heavy bleeding, you'd leave this one alone, without a second thought. Let's leave food and medicine and walk away. I have a feeling he doesn't want to see anybody, but maybe he'll catch up with us later. You fill the basket with food, needle and thread, and a few poultices. The Varl growls as you place the basket close to him and walk away. The next day, the giant catches up with the caravan and says, "I'll fight for you." His eyes are clear and determined. Cool. +1 Varl. Wonder and 10 renown. Let's see if he's actually a playable character. So it does not look like it. But we did get Crummer. So, Crummer is a war leader. So, he has to forge ahead. He uses his experience in battle to issue commands to allies, moving them next in line in initiative. By repositioning his allies' turn order, the war leader can create new strategies, such as giving archers guerrilla tactics, triggering abilities earlier than usual, or slingshotting a powerful ally to the back line. Okay, that's cool. Command adjacent allies, command allies up to 4 spaces away, command allies at any range. So we want him to rank up to, because adjacent allies probably isn't as beneficial. His passive, heavy impact, hitting a large target, cause impact across many orders. Okay. The same as the others. You can have 4 armor break, strong, like most giants, so pretty standard fare. Let's hit the road. Let's leave. So what do we have here? So a godstone with a fish. Or a whale. The godstone of America looms into view. Upon it carved a great ocean beast. Jagged stones jut out of the snow like shark fins. It's hard to imagine the Nord-felling waste being filled with water at one time, but the godstone stands as a reminder of the vast lake used to look for us. A blessing, shouts one of the men in your caravan, holding up what looks like a silver coin. It's a fish scale, he says, pointing out the rainbow pattern that shows in the sunlight. Soon a curious child has found another hiding in the snow, and then a third is discovered. Perhaps they'll bring us luck over here, and before long the caravan has become obsessed with gathering the shiny scales. Let the caravan take their time, cut them off after a reasonable amount of time, or leave now before this gets out of hand. We got extra supplies, let's let the caravan take their time. By the end of the second day, the scavenger hunt still continues unabated, and even if you're starting to feel something in the back of your mind, like you need to have one of the scales, you shake it off, uncertain whether to let this continue. So let them continue. It's another day before the fervor comes down, and you think there must have been something unnatural about it, because when the last scale was found, the obsession suddenly abates. On the next morning, one of the men presents a gleaming coat of mail to you. We made this from the scales, he said, grinning. You graciously accept the gift, and the caravan gets back to travel. So we got the god scale. So the god scale, I believe, is a level 5 or level 4 item. Let's take a look. God scale, level 5 item, plus 3 armor and plus 1 to drawing aggression. So this would be perfect for Eggle or one of our big tanks like Mogre, who we don't have at the moment. But it's level 5, so we would need to get them up that high. So we need to get him another 6 kills, I believe, in order to promote him to use that item. So let's actually try to do that in the next couple fights. 6 kills on Eggle. Oddleif calls you over grinning. A row of women holding bows, a different age and experience, line up before a row of trees in the distance. They fire, doing an impressive job of hitting the trunks. I think they're ready to fill some dredge with feathers. One woman still hasn't shot her arrow. She stands perfectly still. The others just watch. As the wind shifts, she lets go, and her arrow flies not into one of the trees, but a snow rabbit that had scurried out from underneath. Dinner, she says, smiling. A group of men from the caravan approach. Listen here, says one. Practice all you want. My wife isn't fighting dredge. The other men agree in chorus. We don't want to see a battlefield full of dead wives and daughters. Encourage Oddleif to train even more archers. Stand by the women becoming fighters, or I'm having second thoughts. So we'll stand by the women becoming fighters. The men argue their point, but eventually relent. Thanks, says Oddleif. To be honest, it was harder than I expected. But the more people who can hold their own, the better. The women return to camp, not just as clansmen, but as fighters. So, someone's been nicking extra goods from the supplies. A concerned woman tells you. Counted these myself yesterday, no mistake. This keeps up, we'll all be starving before long. So, we can ask around. Then people will know about the theft. We can post a few extra guards. Maybe catch the thief. Announce to everyone that more missing supplies results in rationing. Not good for morale. And tell me if you see it again, when it might be too late. So, let's post a few guards and see what happens. To deter any further theft, you discreetly place some trusted guards by the caravans. You hear a few people casually point out the extra manpower, but nobody seems to raise an alarm for now. You hear a whistle on the wind and spot a long line of barrel up ahead, heading towards you. Behind them is a swarm of dredge, and a trail of bodies leading off into the distance. Get down here, there, barks Crummer. Hopefully this is our other characters. Don't let them spread out, just the lead Varl as you approach the battleground. Soon you almost regret finding yourself fighting alongside them, facing off against a daunting number of dredge. Dredge line the battlefield, weapons drawn. A fight seems inevitable. Take a quick head count, there must be 150 of them. You have slightly less, but Varl are worth more than one dredge. Sweat forming on your brow, you face a hard truth. This is going to be a brutal fight. You're not sure whether to go all out or turn around. We're going all out. Gotta. It's going to be a tough fight. Let's do it. You gather your allies and tell them to get ready to lead the attack. We're going to get Eggle to just tank all of them, and it'll be okay. Now, who do we take? So we have 30 points available for promotions. So it's already level 5, so we can promote him a bunch. He's got 14 kills. Crummer, this will be his first fight. So we will be taking xPostal. Okay. Let's take Mogan. Let's take xPostal. We'll promote him. We'll promote him. Now, when you up his malice ability, he gets targets at 2 range. You can taunt them instead of just immediate vicinity. One more promotion's only 10, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Get him all the way there. So we have 4 points to distribute. You can make him extremely tanky, which may be helpful for this fight. But what's he going to do when he is that tanky? Should we have him be breaking armor, or should we have him wrecking face? So he's already tanking. And he's tanking with 14 armor. So let's give him some armor break. He's either going to be taunting people and taking a hit, which we don't really want because Eggle's going to be doing that. So maybe some more damage would be good here too. $16-12, 2 looks so good. So we have 16 points left. We really want to get Eggle up there, but I'm not sure how that's going to be working for us. So no, okay. Should probably promote lead. Choices, choices, choices. Okay, we don't have much to spread around. We'll use average some more as well. Confirm. So a level 3 item to do double damage. Do that there. 1 armor, 1 strength, 1 willpower. I'll put him at 17, 13, 5. That's pretty good. And God scale. Okay, let's do this. Probably should have changed the order, but I think we'll be fine.